Well, welcome everyone. My name is Phyllis, and I am a vetter with the vetter community. I'm excited to be here today, and I'm excited to bring some incredible information to you for sure. I just want to do a little check. If you can just make sure that you are seeing my screen. If you can let me know that somewhere in the chat, that'd be great. All right, perfect. All right, again, my name is Phyllis. I'm here today to go over a lot of information with each and every one of you, and I'm excited to be here. And I'm always excited to bring just a lot of stuff, to the veteran community, because there's so much happening, always around the clock, and it's pretty exciting. What I'm going to do today is just a couple announcements. First, we did an AMA the other day with our incredible marketing team called Anonymous. It was amazing. If you have not listened to the recording, you definitely want to go ahead and get that. It's in all our Telegram groups as well as in our Discord, and just take a listen, guys, because there's some incredible stuff that they're getting ready to do, and it's really going to blow the doors off of our community and to our tokens and to our token as well. So I'm excited about that. I also wanted to tell you that Jeremy did some incredible major feature changes to the dApp. And in fact, I may go over that today if we get some time. I may go over them and take you to that screen and kind of take you around and show you what some of those changes are if you haven't already seen them. But what I want to do now is I basically want to just have an opportunity to make sure that I could, let me just see something for 1 second, guys. Yeah. Okay. Let me just check here. You don't see the screen. I had a feeling. There we go. Sometimes that my screen button just sits there, and I happened to notice it was sitting there. So thank you for that. Appreciate it. All right, guys. So basically, what I want to do is I want to start out, and this is your call. So I want to start out by, pretty much asking you what you would like to see. I know there's a ton of projects in this unbelievable calendar we have here. So if there's a particular project that you're looking at and you'd like me to take a look at it as well, feel free to unmute yourself and just tell me what that is. I'll be happy, to go over it. So any takers on that?
I can start. I always have questions. So Phyllis, I'm looking at Valor, VALOR.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems it's launching to like in 14 hours, 15 hours. And I've been watching the chat and everything, and it seems legit. But of course, anything can go wrong. I want to see your input about this. Thank you.
Yeah, I want to see which one is it. It's not this one, right? It's Valor, this one, right? Valor coin?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, perfect. I just want to make sure. Yeah, actually, we can go over this. And matter of fact, I think it's a great idea. We've taken a good look at this a couple times. And in fact, we have the vetter on the line as well. We have 2 of the vetters, I think, on the line, or at least we have one of them on the line. So I'll tell you some of the things that I do immediately. One of the first things that I do is when I bring this up on the calendar, I take a quick, I always kind of glance through here just to see how close, it is in the launch period. I also go right to the Telegram group and exactly what you said you did. And I look at this number here, which is 1892 members and 370 of them online. Okay, I open up. I'm actually going to join it. Okay, my limit has been reached, so I have to unjoin something else. So give me a second. There we go. Let me rejoin. All right. And it's probably going to ask me for name change. What does that mean? Oh, I did change my name. Okay. Unmute me. There we go. All right. So one of the first things that I do is I usually go right to the pinned messages, my personal preference. and I take a look at, pardon me, what's going on, in the pin messages. So I look through here, and it's important for me. I'm I'm very I like to look at like the back of what's going on behind the scenes, because a lot of times, you can see things here up front, but I like to actually pull myself pretty much all the way back as possible. Okay, let me just get there. I like to pull myself as far away from possible, far up as possible. If I can just get my mouse to work right. There we go. And I like to take a look at kind of when this whole thing started, and that's kind of how I start. I start November 7th. That's when this project, or it seems like this project, velourbk.com. So I'm not sure if that's the one we're looking at right now, but that's what it looks like, I believe. Okay. And let's just go back to the Telegram group. So we know it's been around since November 7th. We know it has to do with the AMA meetings, the AMA fighters. I'm not I'm not into the fighting scene, but I know a lot of people are. So I usually go back and I basically take a look at if I see anything unusual in the pin messages. Typically you won't, but sometimes I like to kind of go through it just to see. The one thing I do look for is any name changes. We looked at a project last night, and we noticed that somewhere in the beginning of their opening of their Telegram, their name was, I don't know, Exzilla, and now they were launching another token under a different name. So that kind of told me, that there was a project that happened before that. So it gave us an opportunity to look at Exzilla to see what it did, how it did, and if it did nothing, then we kind of know that what we're actually dealing with. So I don't see that here. I pretty much see legitimate stuff. Let me just skim through it. Looks like they're doxing, right? Because there's some videos. I haven't watched any of the videos. So if anybody has, they can give me input on that. So basically it looks like a basic, pin message site. I'm also going to look here. This is a little bit unusual for me to see this out in front and center. Typically, normally you don't see that too much. Once in a while you do, but I typically don't see it too much, because if this is out, then it winds up being it could be a scam. It could be scammed, and then they could direct you to a different site. So I kind of don't like to see this here, but that doesn't necessarily mean that is that's a bad project because of it. So I look and I make sure that there's actual live conversations going on. And it seems like there are, let's see here, there are a few live conversations. Looks like Rose and a couple here and there. Let me look here. I'm looking at the names too, guys. I like to see if, like I see Sunny's been, Carl's been, met a lot of people of the same name. Sunny's here again, Sunny there's again. I just like to look and see, are the same people pretty much, in this chat, or are there different people in this chat? And if it looks like it's real to me. So it looks like an okay real chat. The one thing that stuck out to me for this, and it actually got brought up in one of our other calls. I was on the call with another vetter prior to our Vetter Trading Club call, and him and I were looking at it, and we were wondering like why the low count, why the low Telegram count when this person, big AMA person, you would figure there would be so many people flying to get into here, and that wasn't the case. Not saying that's a bad thing, because we don't know that, but there's just some things that we kind of pick up on. I'm going to ask Kay Vetter if you can jump in here if you can, and just let us know if you saw anything in here of out of the ordinary. I ask you because I know that I saw you ask some questions somewhere in the group down in this area, and I wanted to see if you were able to get any more research on this particular project.
Sure. Thanks for having me, Phyllis.
Absolutely.
Um, yeah, this one was a unique one. So this is the fighter, tough guy crowd, the UFC and martial arts. So I think there's a lot of I sensed a lot of ego from the admins. That was the only kind of downside, but outside of that, it's normal chat, real people. Kevin mentioned a good point about Telegram, and that was their numbers. Ken Shamrock used to be, the number one guy, back in the day. He's the Hulk Hogan of mixed martial arts, cage fighting. And with that amount of numbers in Telegram is minuscule, so for someone of that stature, he should have a significantly larger amount of members in the Telegram. So we think they're just bringing over he's got lots of different, revenue streams. And we think they're just kind of plugging in, their existing team into the crypto space. So I don't think they have a lot of experience in crypto. This is their first project. And that's why you kind of see the low numbers and the tough guy attitude. I asked them to do an AMA with us, and they kind of rudely said, we're too good for that. They don't know who we are yet. So
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I had to laugh.
you're good.
Another thing on this project, I did notice, I think it was on PooCoin today, they are running ads. So, I mean, in terms of, some of these projects that are rug pulls and all, if they're not spending any money in preparation for their launch, then, that can be a sign as well. But, these guys are spending at least some level of money in preparation for the launch.
Well, that's good to know because the numbers aren't showing it, but again, they could have just started doing that, right?
So Phyllis, can you please look at the Twitter? I think they have 10,800 on there. So maybe that gives you.
Yeah, well, I believe you that they're there. That's a nice amount as well.
Could be botted.
Yeah, it could be. It could be because that's unfortunately and a lot of times these Twitter guys, what they do is they kind of hire someone, and what they do is they basically, they start talking it up, on their channel, and they tell people to go over there to actually comment and like and join and do all those kind of things. And that's a part of, their whole marketing strategy. But most people don't, and they may even be giving away something to do it, so a lot of times people just go in there wanting to get whatever it is that they're going to get, and they really don't have any clue about what's happening, within the community itself. So that happens quite a bit. So I'm not saying that actually someone just said they have over 73,000 followers on Instagram. That's pretty cool. It says the Valor Coin Instagram only has a 92. Oh, I'm sorry. Ken Shamrock has 73,000, but Valor Coin only has 92. Boy, I would be tapping into that for sure. But yeah, they could be bots, and that happens all the time as well. And I'm not saying anything negative about this, believe me, guys, because we just started to really look at it. But let's take a look at. I want to look at one other thing real quick. Okay, let me go back to our. Let me just take a look at this real quick. This is basically saying it's going to be actually launching in 14 and a half and change hours. And it looks like I just saw it. I like the high number on the hard cap and the soft cap. I like having those kind of numbers. The market cap and estimation looks decent. Everything looks, pretty, basic here. One of the things I like to do here as well is, and I'm trying to get rid of all these chats. I hope you guys don't see these because I see them and they're driving me crazy. We like to also kind of take a look down here and see if there's, any negativity, any kind of comments that might happen, that someone might say. And that kind of will give you some indications. These here are all the whitelists, user whitelists that are whitelisted. It looks like they have a liquidity lockup for 90 days, which is starting to kind of be the norm. It looks like usually it was like, 6 months, it was a year. But unfortunately, what's happening a lot of times with these launch pads, they're changing kind of midstream what they're doing. And if you have your liquidity locked up, that's not a great thing. So a lot of people are doing more of a smaller lockup. They are going to list on PancakeSwap after that. Just so those who are new, this is the pre-sale address. This is not the one that you would be entering into your wallet. So if you're actually getting into this token and you are going to come in here on the pre-sale, this is the one that you actually would want to put on your wallet. This is not the one you're sending your BNB to. Okay, this is right here is where you're putting your BNB, and that's going to go to their pre-sale address. But when you actually go to retrieve your tokens, you're going to want to have this address in your wallet so you can make sure that your tokens made it over to your BSC address. Okay, I just tell people that because I remember when I first got started, I thought I was sending things to this, and I wasn't, and kind of messed me up a little bit. So I wanted to just basically, mention that while I'm here. So let's go and take a look at, let me get back to here. Okay, they have a pretty, I don't really know much about websites, guys, but the color looks good. It doesn't look like it's muted. It looks like they're, they spent some money maybe here. Yeah, obviously they're all doxed because you see, here. Let's go up and let me take a look at a couple other things. Let's yeah, that's Ken Shamrock, those who don't know him. I don't really see anything unusual here. There is no, I don't see any.
This is really the website for the
Yeah.
actual organization.
It is. So this is not the one that's, okay, I was wondering why it wasn't giving me a lot of information there. Let me just get back to, whoops, sorry guys. Let me get back here to Valor. Let's see, this is the one that's listed here. Look like the same one to me for the token itself. Is there another website I should be looking at? KVetter.
I think that Kim Shamrock has a lot of different income avenues.
Mm-hmm.
So Valor Coin is just going to be one of them. So here's your merchandise, your tickets to shows, and Valor Coin, and it's kind of lumped them into one portal.
Okay. Is there anything significant that you would want to talk about with this?
Hey, can I mention something?
Sure.
If you go back to the, and I'm sorry, Kurt, I just wanted to go and jump in real quick. If you go back to the pink sale page, yeah, click on the website link right under Valor on the left-hand side.
Here.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah, this brings me to Ken Shamrock.
Yeah, so, but
that's it right
in term, yeah, that's the site that you want to be on for,
Okay, good.
for this
I was
particular
wondering
token.
why it was put, maybe we should change that on the Vetter calendar, because I wouldn't know to go here. But at any
Yeah,
rate,
you're right. It needs to be for this one. Yeah.
yeah, I think we need to fix that. Okay, perfect. All right. Well, thank you for that. I appreciate you bringing me to the, to it, because I'm looking for team, I'm looking for white paper, and I'm like, I don't see any of that. So, okay. I like to look at the team. And of course, guys, the only person, I probably have an idea who they are, or is right here. But again, when I look at teams, I personally, I get involved a lot with developers that I personally either know or have done well. I don't know, who these people are really, but we can actually, maybe Kay Vetter, did you happen to like see if they have any LinkedIn pages or anything like that, or Twitter pages?
I don't have the dApp pulled up. Could you go to my vetting?
Yeah, I'm gonna bring that up. So you, okay, you don't remember. Let's go here and look. Sorry. All
No, you
right.
gotta go. Yeah,
Yeah,
you gotta switch the tab. There we go.
Yeah, I'm getting there. All right. You say it's fully docs with pictures and full names and celebrities. And where did this information come from?
This came directly from the website.
Okay. So, but none of this was really verified though, right?
No, they could be fake people, except for
Okay.
Ken Shamrock.
Yeah, right. I'm not saying they are, but a lot of times what I'll do at this point is I'll go take a look and see if I can go on, especially if they've been in technology world, they've been in marketing and, all of this, then I would think they would have some sort of a social media somewhere, whether it be on LinkedIn or somewhere else. So I may have just checked that out for just because of just to do that. Okay. Let's see this too. There was, let's see what was the Telegram group? It was 822. So it has doubled since this, and this was done, looks like, yeah, on the 13th of December. So I guess it's kind of moving a little bit on the slower side, but that's okay.
I remember it was around 1400 when we brought it up in the
Yeah.
Better Trading Club.
Yeah. All right, let me get back to where the information was that I'm supposed to be looking at here. Okay. All right. Okay, they said that there is an audit, and who is the audit with? TechRate, just so everyone knows, it's just a basic audit. It's a lot of people use it. It's not very expensive. In some cases, you can even get them for free. So some of the larger audits that one of the ones that I love is Certic, but it's very expensive. So a lot of times what people will do is they'll actually kind of do one of these audits first, just to get any loose ends that they may have missed, and then they may go on to get a bigger player to actually do their audit. This basically just talks about the issues that the auditors found. Basically, they go through each one of these. It says here there's a low issue. I don't really see any problems with that right now. So there's no severity, there's no medium severities. The only thing that they have here is that the function update lock status uses the loop to add addresses from a list. I don't even know what that means. Maybe it means that maybe for waitlist purposes, I really don't know. But that's really the only thing that stands out to them. The liquidity lock they didn't provide to them, but we saw that it was a 3 months LP lock. So as you can see, these aren't really, they're okay. They're not great, but they're okay. All right. Let me get out of that. Let's take a look at, let me look at the white paper itself. See if there's anything that stands out. The white paper looks great. There's definitely coincides with the coloring and the branding. So this team here, is this the dApp team or who are these guys? Are these in addition to these guys? Do you know?
I'm not 100% sure.
I'm sorry.
There's some of the same guys on the website as in the white paper.
Okay, so these, but I don't remember seeing these. That's what I'm saying. So these are also on the core team.
Yeah, it looks like the second group, the group of 4 are on the website, and then the group above. I would imagine maybe it's around the business side of things. I don't know what BOD stands for. You guys know what that stands for? The first guy, his name is Matty Mangon Miranda, BOD. Maybe, yeah, I don't know what BOD stands for.
Okay.
But yeah, operations, business development producer, and expert advisor.
Business operations director or something like that. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, I'd never heard that term before.
Me neither. All right, well, guys, is there anything else you want to see on this? Because it's, I know it's been over, we went over this before, and I don't want to take up a lot of time. We're already at 4:27.
Wonder if we can find out what they're gonna have any high taxes when they launch out of the gate.
You found that out already?
I'm looking now.
Okay, I'm gonna quickly move over to something that I'm looking at, and I am not quite done looking at it 100%. Let me just grab it out of one of our boxes over here that I put it in. It's here. I don't want everybody to, just jump in hook, line, and sinker, because it's really, I had just started to look at it, so I don't want you to, I really haven't vetted it wholeheartedly. I have looked at it some, but I'm interested in it, and it's Phantom Pad. So I started to vet it. Again, it's not completely vetted, but I'm finding it very interesting. Let me just get down to the vetted post here. Their Telegram was extremely active, very, very active. They're well organized. It was well maintained. It looked like all the questions were really being answered. It had a real professional feel, and you'll see that when I get there. There's 6 members on the core team. 3 of them are docs and on LinkedIn, and I did check out their profiles, and they all have 1,000+ followers and recommendations that look legitimate. A lot of times when people jump on Twitter, not on Twitter, on LinkedIn, what happens is a lot of times, there's a lot of fake stuff, and this looked legitimate because some of these recommendations weren't from like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. There were some from a while ago. They have a Twitter account, fandom, with 8891. Right now, there's no AMA. I did ask the community, and I got a response immediately. Of course, they're going to have one in the future. They're going to be communicating that out into the community. I like Phantom. I actually have the token myself. It's a hybrid. It's a DEX. It's a launcher, and it's building on the Phantom network. They're described as being the primary launch and listing platform for Phantom Network. I actually happen to like it. Phantom Launchpad, they're going to be launching on, but they're also, this token is also could be launched on TrustPad, BlockPad, and Oxpool. So I find, I like Phantom. I've been following it. There's a YouTube guy that I follow. His name is escaping me right now, but I can try to find him for you at a later date. And he has been really bullish on it, and I've been following it all along. The tokenomics are pretty much, it's a, let's see here. It's, they're looking, they already had a seed phrase, a seed sale, and they raised over $400,000. They have a private sale that they're going to raise. They raised over $960,000. and they're also what they call strategic sales. There's one that they've had where they raised 1.2 million, and then they're going to have a public sale, which they want to raise 760,000. And here they have an LP lock for, they say, 12 months. Now the team has 12-month locked, and then there's a vesting period of 18 months. And then the advisors who are part of the team, they have a 4-month lock, vesting over 12 months. So I really, I haven't, like I said, I haven't really did a deep dive. I wanted to get it on the calendar itself. It's very, very vibrant. I'm a little over my time, but I wanted to go here real quick. It's extremely vibrant. There's tons of people asking questions, answering questions. I found it to be really like professionally done. I don't see any bogus stuff. I didn't see any like pornography or anything that looked out of the ordinary. I found that their communication, was really spot on, because I did a lot of checking on them. But again, it's, your vetting's never, ever complete. It really isn't. Because one of the things that you need to keep on doing is keep on going back and, seeing that this number grows. And you also want to just take a look and make sure that you also have, let me see if that number grew. A little bit, not much. But this is like a never ending circle, guys. You never want to just come in here and take a peek and then run away and never come back to it. So this is a project that I'm actually going to bring to the Better Trading Club. You could take a look at it too. I'm going to discuss it again on another call, because I'd like to be able to get, kind of dig a little bit deeper, in that as well. If anybody knows anything about Phantom Pad, I'd love to hear from you. If you have anything there that I could, that we can pick your brain. Let's just read a little bit here. Let's see here. There are some vesting. You have to really read through this. That's why I said I didn't really deep dive it yet. So I'm definitely going to do that with the team, so we can actually all kind of get all our eyes on something. That's the beauty of having what we do in a crowdsourced environment. Okay. Any questions on anything that I've covered so far? No. Okay, I can't really see the, it's acting up on me, the chat. Okay, and the participants. Yeah. Okay, nothing in the participants, and no questions on what I covered. Any questions at all on anything?
I think, Phyllis, I want to talk to you a little bit, but I don't know if this is the right place to talk. About kind of like, talking to some of the, like YouTubers and stuff like that. I have some people I follow and I reach out, and I remember I sent you a message. And it seems Robin, she was not interested, or she did not have time to kind of like continue. I don't know. Like, I think if we have some influencer for VPAD from like just kind of like YouTubers or stuff like that for free, just being part of the pre-sale, I think that will be great. But I don't know if this is the right place to talk to you about this.
It's actually not.
Okay.
And that's okay. How the process works, and I'm not really involved in that whole marketing aspect. Robin kind of has a priority like list, I'm assuming, and I know that she's not going to be able to get to everybody, but you're also, any of us can actually, get the message out to these groups. Of course, Robin is definitely the one that has the experience in the marketing aspect, but we can definitely, bring our information, to those groups as well. But you could reach out to me, in Discord or in Telegram. I'll be happy to, try to help you in some way. I just know that she's pretty much the right vehicle for that. And if she feels that it's a viable Telegram group, I know I sent the information to her from you as well. So I did forward that over. So, but we can follow up with her and see what she thinks.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. You're
I'm
welcome.
just kind of trying to help as much as I can, but
And we
because-
appreciate it.
yeah, I don't have really anything coming back, like I'm not gonna get money from anyone for doing this or something like that. I think just kind of like, voluntarily move from me to help, hopefully, the project and, the people, like, in both sides. Thank you.
We appreciate that. We
Yep,
do
thank you.
appreciate that because that's what this is all about, right? It's about, how can we help each other? How can we move forward? How do we get out there and spread the word? Because the more word we spread, the more, the better we do, so it's pretty exciting, what we have in front of us. So all of us are, can definitely be a part, of marketing seriously as well. Like, one of the things that you can do is Robin just posted the Instagram link. You can go to Instagram. You can definitely like and comment. I have an Instagram account myself, and what I actually started posting, I forgot I even had it, but I have quite a following on it. So I said, let me go ahead and start posting some things. And I forgot about my Twitter account, and I don't really maintain it that much, but I looked at it and I had quite a bit of, a lot of thousands of followers. So I thought, what, I should start to, kind of promote that as well. So if all of us do our part, we will have, just, it's endless, what we can actually bring, to everybody out there. We can really blow this thing up pretty easily. And I think that's already happening. Even we can do our own marketing. Everything we do, every time that you mention, even if it's in Telegram, like what your gain was, that's marketing. In the large Telegram group, a lot of those people, may not even be in Vetter. If you have your own private groups that you're in, tell them, share the wealth, tell them, how much you actually, just gained. Guys, I just did just today, and I can't really bring all of it out because it's not all validated yet, but we were looking today at even the other ranks. Some of the other ranks are even doing really, really well with picking out some projects. So guys, this calendar is amazing. So absolutely amazing. But again, whatever we can do to get the word out, like I said, we're all here and we're all in marketing. How many people have Facebook pages? I put things on there all the time about what I'm doing, and this is definitely one of them. So we can do some of our own marketing. I know there's shill groups and all that. There's different ways of doing that. So whatever you can do to help out, that would be awesome. Don't forget to actually go like, the YouTube channel. We have 2 of them, and, kind of comment on that and let people know that, you're interested and you're in the project, and tell them about, what you've experienced so far. All those are great marketing, a great marketing strategy, for the team and for us.
Hey, Phyllis.
Yeah.
This is Ryan. I had a question that is a good, I think, discussion question. It is
Sure.
related to Valor, but overall, looking at projects, I think it's maybe a good talking point. So I saw in Pink Cell that they're doing a 2,000 B&B raise.
Right.
And, so Mike would like that because, hey, they're looking to raise a lot of money.
Yeah, exactly.
So then,
yeah.
yeah, but then on the flip side, I looked at, here's Ken Shamrock. He's a celebrity. He is friends with other celebrities. So it made me wonder what kind of money was raised in the private cell. And I saw that 750 B&B was raised in the private cell.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you think that, obviously this is speculation, but do you think that given who he is, do you think 750 is a lot or not a lot to be raised in a private cell?
You know, with someone like him, so what's that? What's 750? 750
Oh, it's
times
about 200,000.
Yeah, I don't think that's a whole lot, to be honest. My personal opinion. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Anybody else want to chime in on that?
I agree. I mean, given just his popularity, you know, I think if you're going to go ahead and push a project and you've got, an ambitious, roadmap and some things that you want to do, obviously just like Mike's talked about before, I mean, you want to see, those high hard caps, so I would be inclined to agree that I don't think it's a lot either.
Yeah. So you're in agreement that 750 is kind of on the low end, given who
It
he is and his reputation, his brand, his name. That sounds like it's a low private sale price or raise.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I kind of was surprised because I saw 2,000 on Pink Cell. I thought that was a lot, and then to only see 750 on the private, I just kind of thought that there'd be more players coming on board with that. So I just thought we talk about that real quick.
Well, we only have 14 hours left, so I'd be interested to see, what happens, with that in the next, 12 hours or so.
That's a good point, Phyllis. This could be a project for people to just watch and just see, to just, look at it from a perspective of watching the process. We've talked about this on the Better Trading Club call, and we've talked about this on today's call. So just watching the pre-sale to see how it feels, and also to see what goes on in the Telegram group. This could be a good project for people to learn from.
I'll tell you, one of the first things that I learned when I joined Discord and took the actual course that Mike recommended, one of the first things I learned, truly was exactly what you just said. Don't go out there and jump in the projects. Go watch 15 of them. Pick 15 projects, and now you can pick 15 projects, and you can literally just go look at them and see kind of how it goes. How does it fan? How's it fit? What happens to it? Does it do does it kind of crap out in the first in a little bit of time? Is the Telegram, is it closed up when you get there? It's all these kind of things, and you learn that by kind of, you can almost like you're like jumping into something without really jumping into it, but you're following the process so that you can actually learn how to actually do that. And I could tell you, I did that with quite a few, but I also got to tell you that I also went in and I jumped in quite a few too, and didn't do too well because I wasn't listening to what the strategy was. And the strategy was to get out there and watch 10 of them, 15 of them. And before I actually started getting in. So I highly recommend that everyone does that for sure. But we also have the beauty, of our calendar here, because the calendar, as we see it in front of us, we have some, high-ranking individuals who are scouts and bettors. And so we know that these projects are actually really good. So pick one, pick a project and sit on it, go to the Telegram group, act like you're going to invest in that and kind of go through the process. And you will learn a lot in that respect. Seriously, that's how I learned a great deal. Let me take you through. If there's no question. Hi, how are you?
How are you
Phil?
doing? Okay. I've just jumped on now, I think. Can you hear me?
Oh, hey, Phil.
Hello.
Phil,
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I just jumped on then. I think, was you talking about Valor then? I've just
Yeah,
kind of
we
jumped
were.
on and caught the
Uh-huh.
back of it. If anybody wants whitelist, I've got 15 left for that, but I've got to have it in like the next 20 minutes. I put a little post on there. I wasn't sure whether you were saying it was good or bad, but
I didn't say it was good or bad. It was just, we were just talking about, just looking at certain things and, I mean, I personally, I'm not going to get involved with it, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad project.
No, for sure. I kind of followed the MMA scene for years, so I kind of feel
Was there anything that stood out to you that would want, that you think, of course, we can't recommend that anybody gets into anything, but was there anything, Phil, that really stuck out to you that's making you excited about it?
To me, I think because it's on about like bare knuckle boxing and stuff like that. I think that kind of industry is going like huge.
I'm having a tough time hearing you, my friend.
1 second, see if I can get up there. 1 second.
Okay.
Is that any better?
Yeah, that's real good.
Got stupid headphones on that you can't hear me. I've got yeah, I think like it's about bare knuckle boxing and like fitness stuff and things like that. But that's like a massive industry at the moment. It's like a huge, similar to like boxing and stuff like that. And there's not really anybody else doing that. So I think it could be quite a good project, but we'll see. I'm basically going to just see how quick it fills out. I'm not going to jump in. I'll just watch it and see if it does.
Exactly. So if anybody wants any waitlist spots, definitely reach out to Phil and he can hook you up on there if that's something that you're interested in doing. Thanks, Phil.
I just watched one today. Do you know I think we were looking at one. I think it was Ever Up, was it called? It was on our calendar.
Yeah, we were looking at Ever.
I think it was Ever Up or something like that, but I watched it. And it was a bit strange. So when you look at like the contribution and like you look and it'll say like 600 B&B and you watch and it's like 0.5, 1, 20.
Yeah.
It was really weird. It was like 0.0008 B&B. Then it was like, it didn't even get to 1 B&B. And then all of a sudden it was like closed. I was like, that was really huge because I sit there watching. It was really weird. So I stayed out of it, but then obviously it seems to have done okay, doesn't it?
Yeah, it has. But you know what? You're right. There are little things that you pick up on. And I always find, Phil, that we all have certain things that we look for. And, I kind of try to stick with that strategy all the time. Just like you had said, you looked at that and it looked weird to you. So that's not a strategy that you're not going to jump in on something like that because, it's not a part of what your strategy is. And I think that's a really important part of trading. I really do. I think a lot of times what happens is, let me give you an example. We had Moonforce, that did really well. I think it's did, I don't know, 16x or something. And, the strategy could be in some people's eyes, what is your strategy? Is it that you want to get in and kind of get double your money or get your money back? So before you actually go into a trade, have a strategy in mind, that you are comfortable with. So if you go in with like 2 B&B and, you want to be able to, would you want to rip FT? Do you want to double your money? When it gets to a certain level, are you going to take, skim some off, some out, so you can actually use it in other areas? So what is the strategy, that you use? And I find that to be really helpful for me, because if I stick to the strategy that I actually plan out before I actually do the trade, it really helps me keep on track. For instance, I actually, did really well with Moonforce, okay? And then I went back in, I sold, and then I went back in and I bought at the very bottom again, and I was able to, make a little bit more. So again, it's all about, what strategy you're comfortable with. And I think it's important to kind of, stick to that, whatever that is, whatever that strategy is for you, so I just wanted to say that because a lot of times what happens is, I know myself, you FOMO into things because you're so fearful that, the project's going to go through the roof, and, you're going to be left out. But think about it for a second. If you can go in and, get your money back or double your money, even even 2x or 3x, why not, right? So that's my strategy. I usually do like a bunch of 2s and 3x's, and then I start to build a nest egg. And then when I get to those projects, like Moonforce, who I know who the devs are, like Vetter, like the project that we have coming up, the Launchpad. When I see those kind of things, that's when I'm going to jump in, with the maximum B&B, because I'm pretty confident that team is going to do exceptionally well. So that's kind of like what I do. If anybody wants to share what their strategy is, I think it's important to have a strategy. Anybody want to share?
Phyllis, totally.
Okay, well, I mean, I'm just sharing my strategy because a lot of times people don't have one and they're just kind of following the crowd. You know what? I want to spend a minute. I don't see any hands raised on this section here, because there was a lot of great things that happened. And quite frankly, I didn't have a whole lot of time to spend on it. And I spent some time on it today. And there's some brand new things that Jeremy and the dev team did. And, we have a new dashboard. We have the tips and the gains, right? You can enlarge these now, and you can actually look at, the recent gains. You can look at recent tips. You can look at overall gains. You can look at overall tips. You can look at all this because it's important. It kind of keeps you focused. So I looked at this and I'm like, wow, that's awesome. The other thing I love is you have team stats here. You can click that and open it up. Okay, you can see who the top tipper is. Rub some shoulders with that top tipper. You know who's the top tip scout. Who's the top tip vetter? Who's the top paid scout? Who's the top paid vetter? And then you want to look at this because these are people that you can actually get inspired by. And you can actually, once in the next release, I believe, is going to have the follow button. You can start to get an idea of how well some of the other people are doing. Okay. And that it can help you, make your decisions. The hot list, it has the recents, it has the top favorites, it has the weekly. So what does that mean? That means that a lot of people are looking at this. A lot of people, there's 27 people or 21 people that, put the heart on it because they actually favored it. Okay. The top favorites. Now, it doesn't mean you should get into like this here actually didn't launch, but I still have faith in these guys and I'm talking to them right now. But I'm getting back to what I was saying is that you want to see that, so you can actually kind of see where, how things are. The other thing that changed on here, I thought was, let's see here, the hot list. The other thing was that I liked gains and tips, the expansion of the pages, the overall scouts of the project can specify a gain. So guys, if you can now, I don't know why this has 2 here. Somebody better audit that. Seriously, because it's not right. And I didn't tip myself. Any rate, but what you need to do is, take a look at where this, where the dashboard is, and take a look at, some of them, what you can actually see. But one of the things that you can do now, which I'm excited about, and I think that's where I put the 16X in because I actually wanted to try it. You can actually go to a project that you actually, let me see here. Let me just go to, give me a project, somebody who is your own project that launched recently. I'm going to do
crypto.
What is it?
Drastic crypto.
Drastic, GRAS.
Jurassic, like Jurassic Park.
Okay, how do you spell that? JURAISC, something like that. Let's just put that in and see if it comes up. There you go. All right. Well, here, K Vetter is the scout, right? Well, he can still put his own gain in here. So he can go in here, if he had a 3X or a 5X or a 16X, he can actually put that in here and it'll show up. He's not going to tip himself or anything like that. But again, it's about engagement with the system, more engagement. So I wanted to make sure everybody knew that was here. So don't be shy. If you have a gain, go ahead and you could put your gain in. Did you have a gain on this? Okay, better.
I haven't even looked at the chart yet. I just
Okay.
launched it.
All right. Well, when you do, you can go ahead and you can put your gain in, and that's going to show up. And again, it's going to bring out more engagement, for Oracle and for the platform and for yourself. Because if you're putting out, the gains that you're having and you're showing the gains that you're having, you're going to get a lot more followers that way as well.
Didn't know that. Appreciate that. Wow.
I know. I didn't know it either. I found out this morning. That's why I kind of wanted to go through, go through it a little bit on some of the things. Some of the other things were the new logos and some fixed things that they did for the UI. But going forward, it says road to version 2. There's going to be a follow a person functionality. It's getting closer and closer. And we wanted to get the current changes out to you sooner rather than wait, for the other fixes to happen. Wallet Connect is nearly ready to launch. Many are anticipating the functionality, and we should have it implemented soon. And mobile device responsiveness, UI changes are also being worked on now. So we have a lot of great stuff happening, guys. I'm pretty excited about it. Any other questions or comments or anything before we actually close up? I'm not missing anybody, am I? All right. All right, guys. Well, it's been great today. I'm glad I was here. I'm glad I was able to share some time with you. It's always great to be able to share. I like the fact that there's more like interaction opposed to us just kind of talking at you, but you can bring some value to us as well. Please keep in mind that, if you want a project looked at, please put it in the pre-show. If you don't know where that is, I'm going to show you. You're going to go under here and you're going to scroll down, and I believe it's right here. Okay, so today there really wasn't anything in there. The last thing that was put in there was Moonforce. So we want to make sure if you're looking at a particular project that is interest to you and you want to get a lot of eyes on it, go ahead and put it right here. What's going to happen is when we open up our Telegram or our Discord, we're going to be able to go right to that, and we're going to be able to help you make a better decision, on whether you want to invest or not. So guys, utilize this space. I went there today and I'm like, are you kidding me? There's nothing in here. So definitely use that, bring projects in that you're interested in, so we can get a lot of eyes, on the prize. So thanks, everyone. Have a great day, have a great night, and have a fabulous tomorrow. And we will talk to you soon. Good night, everyone.